Hey guys, it's Bree here. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So if you're a K-pop fan, especially if you are an N citizen or a weibo, I'm sure that you've noticed that Lucas from WayV has been trending on Twitter for the past 2 days, and not for good reason. There have been a few netizens who have made some quite alarming allegations against him. To be honest, I initially wasn't going to make this video just because, as you can see by my username, or if you're familiar with my channel, you know I'm an N citizen. WayV is one of my favorite NCT subunits, so I just wasn't really sure if I wanted to make the video because I could potentially be biased, but I did have a few people on my recent community posts that were kind of confused about what's been going on. One of my subscribers asked me to do a video on this, and I've also been discussing it pretty much all day with my Discord server. If you haven't already, make sure to join. I will leave a link in the description box and in the pinned comment, but ultimately I was like, you know what, I just want to make this video, kind of just voice my opinion on the situation, give you guys the information that we have on the situation so far, and then you can ultimately make your own decision on what you want to believe or not. But ultimately, of course, we need to hear from SM. As it stands, SM has still not made a statement. So without further ado, let's just get right into what happened with Lucas.
I'm saying I don't wanna come down from your love. We'll get lost together like we fight. Don't ever let me come back from your life. From your love. From your baby.
So once again, if you're not familiar, Lucas is one of the members of WayV, and things really got crazy last night on Twitter when an anonymous user made a long thread basically detailing that she had dated Lucas and that he kind of used or gaslit her. So if you're not familiar with gaslighting, it basically means to manipulate someone by psychological means into questioning their own sanity. So just to give you an example, say if someone does something wrong to you and you call them out for mistreating you, they would turn it around on you and manipulate you to the point where you actually start to doubt whether or not how you perceive things were correct, and maybe you might even start thinking that you were the one that did something wrong to them when they initially did something wrong to you. So the initial user's name was Shim on Twitter, and they basically made a very long thread going into exactly what Lucas did. So they claimed to be a fan of NCT that dated Lucas for a period of time. They accused him of being extremely cheap and claimed that they dated, but they eventually broke up due to his schedule. To make a long story short, this user claims that even after they broke things off, Lucas would ask to still see her, and he would visit her either at her house or at hotels. But when he visited her, she would pay for everything. For example, I think one time she said he needed cigarettes and said, you know, I can't use my card because I'll be caught. I'm a celebrity. I need you to buy them for me. So according to her, she bought him a lot of luxury items. She would buy a lot of expensive hotel stays, etc. He also allegedly gaslit her, saying, you know, you're the only one that understands me. She would book these luxurious stays at hotels, and she claims he would eat room service, sleep, and then leave. And ultimately, he just broke things off with her without thanking her for anything that she did. Well, this user was actually exposed for fabricating issues because she posted a voice chat that she claimed was from Lucas, where he says, I just got out of the shower, now I have to go prepare. But you guys know that there are some Twitter detectives, and there were a lot of N citizens that quickly revealed that this user had actually edited together voice messages that Lucas had sent to fans on Bubble. So as I'm sure you can guess, that kind of ruined this user's credibility, and people on Twitter, people in the fandom, even people outside of the NCT fandom realized that this initial accuser was definitely fabricating the story. But things kind of got crazy when another accuser came out today on August 24th accusing Lucas of similar things: gaslighting, using her for money, and cheating. So this netizen is not Korean this time, this is a Chinese netizen, and she claimed that Lucas cheated on her while making a bunch of requests for her to buy him luxury gifts. So in her statement, she actually initially says that she wasn't going to reveal this information initially because they broke up on somewhat good terms. But according to this netizen, when she saw the initial accuser's post yesterday, she realized that her experience and the original poster's experience were similar, and also that the timing coincided. So basically what she's saying here is, based on the other post, she kind of put two and two together and realized that Lucas seemed to be seeing multiple people at the same time or cheating. So it seems that in her statement, after realizing that Lucas had allegedly been talking to multiple people at the same time and that her experience seemed similar as the original poster, she wanted to tell everyone what happened so they could see what type of person Lucas allegedly is, and hopefully to keep any other girls from getting manipulated by him. So the interesting thing about this accuser is she actually posted receipts and photographs as proof or evidence that she did have some sort of relationship with Lucas. She claims that at one point before coming over to her place, he claimed that he didn't have any outerwear to wear, like a jacket, and asked her if she could buy him one, and she actually includes a receipt from Balenciaga, which was the jacket that she claims to have bought for him. She also shares a picture of said jacket and shares a picture of the two of them somewhere. It looks like they're drinking wine, and he seems to be wearing the same jacket that she posts in the picture, hanging up on a hanger. She also includes chat logs of him asking her, you know, can you buy me a jacket? Her asking, okay, what size do you wear? He specifically said what brands he wanted, YSL or Balenciaga, so you can see that conversation here. She also included a photograph of him sleeping. Now, I've seen some citizens online saying that it looks like that Lucas is actually sleeping in the WayV dorm here, that the stuffed animal looks similar to one that they have at the dorm for their dog, which is Bella. I'm not really sure. I'm not really able to tell from this picture, so I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. She also claims that she met Lucas because she was a fan. She often went to his schedules, and that one time when she was at WayV schedule in China, she actually discovered his phone through AirDrop, sent him a message from there, and that's how they started talking and built a relationship. So as you can see on this picture, it looks like she reached out to him in 2019, and that's when they started talking, allegedly. She claims that he went over to her house a few times, they hung out, she bought items for him, paid for car rides. She also attached receipts of the car rides she took to and from the hotel, as well as receipts for the car rides she paid for Lucas to come to and from the hotel. She also claims that they drank together and he just started, you know, talking to her about his life. He allegedly started chatting with her and said that one of his best friends from trainee days who hasn't yet debuted is garbage and untalented. He also allegedly said that his members don't listen to others, don't work hard, and can't be led. He also said that one certain member stole his fashion related opportunities. He vented to her about how he didn't like to go on Running Man China because it was tiring and his seniors stressed him out. She claims that he really opened up to her and made her think that she can open up her heart to him because she was so open to him. She said that he complained about the unfairness of society, and at the time she really thought that he was just a hardworking guy, but now that she sees all the other information that has been released by the other accuser, she really feels that she was manipulated. So he allegedly kind of broke it off with her. She reached out to him a few times after that to hang out, but he always kind of put her off. He claimed that he didn't have a girlfriend at the time, but he kind of cut her off and wouldn't see her anymore, and basically said that they're friends. According to this netizen, he said that they were friends as a way to kind of manipulate her so that she wouldn't reveal that they were dating or create a scandal. She says, I saw right through him and I didn't contact him after that. I'm thankful that I've always been taught to be an independent girl with the ability to form my own opinions. If a girl who's mentally fragile or a girl needs love encounters such a scumbag, wouldn't she develop mental issues? She also says, while they were in touch, she repeatedly checked whether he had a girlfriend or not, and he would always say no. But she feels that he took advantage of his status as a celebrity, and his fans love to satisfy his own needs through trickery and flirting with other girls. And she once again states that she's just revealing this information because she doesn't want anyone else to be used or hurt like she was. So to make matters worse, a third person actually came out recently and accused Lucas of gaslighting them as well. She claims that she met Lucas at a fan sign in December of 2019. The Chinese netizen that I just mentioned started talking to Lucas in September of 2019, so these interactions started only about 3 months apart. This accuser attached screenshots in her post of his alleged private Instagram and how he asked her for her WeChat contact information. She also attached a screenshot of Lucas sending her a WeChat request, and the WeChat ID is the same ID that have been in the other accuser's posts. So this netizen claims that she met up with him, that they hung out, and that they kind of opened up to each other, but they did everything except have relations. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. She claimed that Lucas also opened up to her about one of his ex-girlfriends during his trainee days. He allegedly told her that when he was a trainee, he was really in love with his girlfriend who was also a trainee, but for some reason she was kicked out of the agency, and when he debuted, he got really busy. His girlfriend got stressed and always argued with him, and he allegedly wanted to commit side. Because of that, he told this netizen that he really didn't want to get in a relationship, but this netizen says that she thinks he was only using this as an excuse to not commit to a relationship and be able to talk to multiple girls at the same time. And she also stated that he'd been growing distant due to him being with other girls and talking to other girls simultaneously. So the kind of alarming part about this accusation is the netizen claims that she did end up hooking up with Lucas, and during the same day he went to a hotel with another fan. So if that's true, that does look kind of messy. She also details more about their interactions and about how he also at one point broke it off by telling her that he just wanted to be friends. If you guys want to read the entire interaction, I will link it in the pinned comment below. So as of now, 3 accusers in total have made accusations against Lucas. The first original poster, whose post was kind of revealed to be fabricated, specifically the bubble message, her Twitter account is still up. She's still updating everyone on this situation. She is now coming through with call logs and claiming that Lucas has tried to call her several times since she's released her information. So this whole situation is a mess. SM has not made any statement about this yet, but they have canceled the special broadcast that was scheduled for tomorrow for the Jalapeno single by Hendery and Lucas. So that's kind of a big deal because, you know, this was supposed to be scheduled for tomorrow. I'm assuming the music video is still dropping, but you would think that SM would have said something at this point. News have also reported that Lucas left Korea and is heading to China with 10. The other WayV members will be following shortly. That's because WayV has been scheduled to fly to China for promotions for a few weeks now. So now I'll just kind of give you my thoughts on the entire situation. I will say the timing of this does seem a little weird to me. It is right before WayV is supposed to be dropping their subunit song that I mentioned before, Jalapeno, which is with Lucas and Hendery. I think it's really funny that the first accuser just made her allegations yesterday, and then now more coming out, and this is all happening a day or two before the song is dropping. To be honest, I don't really know if I believe the allegations or not. I will say that the second accuser did seem to have a lot of photo evidence, specifically of the receipt, the jacket, the pictures of Lucas, but I do know that people are really good at editing, so at this point I really don't know what to believe. Since this has happened, Lucas's biggest Chinese fan site on Weibo has chosen to resign. They basically said, hey, if anyone else wants to take over this fan site, you can, but we are stepping down, specifically the admins of the fan site. That's a big deal, but it could be because of the allegations, but it could be more so the fact that Lucas is allegedly dating in the first place, not so much about the gaslighting or manipulation. That's just what I'm thinking, because I know that a lot of fans have issues when idols are dating, especially when they're publicly dating. Now, if this is true, if it is true that Lucas has been leading multiple girls on, seeing them at the same time, gaslighting them, spending the night with 2 girls during the same day, manipulating them to open up to him and sleep with him. If that is true, that is very, very wrong, and I don't condone that behavior, especially because Lucas is a celebrity, and if this is true, he's basically using his power as a celebrity to manipulate fans and get what he wants, whether that's tangible items like luxury items, whether it's emotional support, whatever. That is not right. But at the same time, I don't want to jump the bandwagon and believe these anonymous netizens. I guess what you could say is I am wanting to stay neutral until more evidence comes out and until SM makes a statement. Now, I know a lot of people are probably wondering, why hasn't SM said anything yet? It's probably because they are investigating and trying to piece things together to see if these allegations are true, or maybe to even verify the identities of the people who made these allegations, which is understandable. But at the same time, I think it would be great for them to release a statement to at least say that they're investigating and explain the reason why they canceled the Jalapeno broadcast, even though we know why. It's because of this situation that's going on. At the end of the day, I do want to say that if these allegations are proven to be true, I wouldn't really be super surprised, because like I say all the time, at the end of the day, idols are human beings and they do things that are wrong sometimes. I mean, I've seen a lot of netizens specifically on Twitter saying that Lucas could never do something like this. He's such a sweet person, he's a good person, and that could be true, even though we don't personally know Lucas. But even good people, even good, sweet, good-natured people do bad things sometimes. So I think instead of just writing off the netizens that are making these accusations, you know, of course you can side-eye them and maybe not be sure if you believe them or not, but I think the best thing to do is just to stay neutral and wait till SM addresses the situation and we get more information on what's going on. So as far as Lucas's career, do I think that if this is true that it should ruin Lucas's career? No, I don't, but at the same time, I know that in idol culture, appearances are super important, so this really doesn't look good as far as Lucas's image. If this is proven to be true, Lucas could be perceived by the general public, specifically the general public in Korea and in China, as kind of a womanizer or someone who uses or manipulates women. And if that's true, that could just affect his image as an idol, so that is something to think about, and that's why hopefully SM clears up everything. Hopefully this isn't true, but we'll just have to wait and see. So guys, let me know in the comments as usual what you think about this situation. Are you staying neutral? Do you believe the netizens? Do you believe Lucas? I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I hope I cleared up any confusion because I know a lot of my subscribers have no clue what was going on. But if you liked this video, make sure to join my Discord server. We've been talking about this situation pretty much all day. I have a lot of end citizens in my server, so make sure to join. I will be leaving a link in the pinned comment. Also, if you liked this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and thumbs it up, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!